Hello, welcome back to the Creatures Comedy Podcast. We've got another Australian. It's Aidan Taco Jones. Oh, shit, dude.
You like that?
Where'd you learn how to do that?
Fucking, I think just the world. I don't know who taught me how to do that.
World?
Just out here in the world.
It's like doing...
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
It's not... Oh, you can do it better?
Yeah, is that good?
Yeah, you got louder.
But the fucking... It's that. What?
Oh, yeah, that resonates.
Yeah, man.
Bro, okay, so do you know that there's like... this is not... Okay, this is supposed to be a comedy podcast, but let's get into
No, this is serious.
Do you know that every room has a resonating tone?
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, I didn't know that, but it makes total sense.
Yeah, I figured this out by myself in the toilet back home.
Yeah.
So if you go like, and you find the tone.
You hit one and it reverberates in the whole room.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's like magic, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. Well, I've been reading a lot about the harmonic series in music, which is basically like when you play a note. A note in music is just a vibration at constant rate.
Yeah.
And so when you play a note, it vibrates at that frequency, but also at double, triple, like multiples of the frequency.
Okay.
And they're called resonances. And it also, and I don't quite know how it goes for lower frequencies, but I think it's like, half and a quarter and all of that, right? If you divide by whole numbers. And
Sure.
so, for example, the A in the middle of a piano resonates at 440 hertz, so 440 times a second. And if you divide it by a bunch, you get down to, this guy was telling me after a show, this like super nerdy dude, he was like, man, I want to talk to you about resonant frequencies. And he messaged me on Instagram and he was like, the human brain resonates at like between 6 and 8 hertz.
Yeah.
And so there are certain notes that resonate with that, like the lower end, like sympathetic resonant frequencies. And so that's how people use that in like fucking woo-woo, you know, like therapy stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, like
Well,
music therapy. He was kind of
torture.
Torture?
Yeah, dude. They use it in torture, but you can also use it in sound healing.
Oh.
But
this is the most Joe Rogan I've ever felt on a podcast.
Yeah, is it really, dude?
Yeah.
You're the one who started going into this.
I know.
You started
I know.
dropping numbers
That's
and
what I'm
divisions.
saying. Yeah.
Have you heard of the brown note?
Oh, the one that makes you poo.
Yeah. There's a frequency that will just fucking loosen the sphincter.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I got, when I first, like, because I discovered the resonant frequency by myself. And then I've since, like, I've Googled stuff when I was looking into the pyramids. As, you know, everybody goes through a phase. They try and solve how the pyramids were built.
Try and figure it out.
I saw videos of how some people think when you have, like, hundreds of thousands of people all hitting the same frequency and note, you can use that frequency to make objects light.
Or to make someone shit themselves.
Sure, or to make somebody shit themselves. But
right.
like,
And that's what they were trying to. And then what? This video is like that's how they got the stones up there.
Yeah, using resonant frequency to make things lighter and move the. Dude, there's a power that we might like that's left there undiscovered.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
I don't believe it. You can tell
it?
from my voice.
You don't believe it? Fuck off! Come on.
To make it lighter, what's the physics of that?
We got to figure it out. Okay, you've been in like a football stadium or like an Aussie Rules stadium, where everybody's like singing the same song. You feel there's a power there.
No,
You're in a church when everybody's hitting the same notes. There's a power there of like everybody hitting the same things. And if you hit the right one in the right place, you could fucking destroy a building. You could, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it'd have to be, I'd say it'd have to be way more powerful than, you know, that amount of people could generate to destroy a building. And even like, okay, a stone, if we're talking about the pyramids, like it doesn't have a uniform density through the stone.
But you tune it. You in the same way you're trying to find the frequency in...
Yeah, but like different parts of the stone would have different densities. So that means they would have different resonating frequencies. So the stone as a whole might not even have one resonant frequency because it's like dense here and then there's a little bit light. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, essentially I'm talking about magic, but still, I love this.
I like it. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I used to watch those documentaries when I was a kid about like where they would try and recreate how they got the stones up, you know, and they would get like 100 guys in fucking some like county in England,
a quarry somewhere.
And and get the stone out, and then we're like, all right, we're gonna get these logs, and all of these guys are gonna pull, and it's just a bunch of dudes that they just like got down there for the day or whatever. It's so funny because in your head you're like, this would have been like Egyptian like Jewish slaves like 5,000 years ago or whatever, and now it's just like a fucking computer programmer with a button-up shirt, and he's like rolling up his sleeves, like, all right, let's build the pyramids.
But dude, the thing that blew my mind, you can do that with your friends if you want. I met a guy, so he was here on Saturday night. He became like a part of the show. It wasn't until the end of the show he goes to his partner. He goes, "Should I tell him?" And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Look up this, and this online." It was like the night hawking of Bolton or something. I look it up. I find him and his 5 friends got arrested for sneaking onto heritage sites with metal detectors and finding like 6,000-year-old axes and coins.
Whoa.
Yeah, they were trying to treasure hunt, dude.
And they did it, and they
did it. And they found it. They got arrested.
And then what did they do with the stuff that they found?
Oh, they got caught, and they had to give it back. And now it's in museums.
I mean, that's cool though.
It's so cool.
What they get arrested
but
for?
So is building a pyramid with your friends.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
It's sick. Why don't we do this shit?
Well, they did it on there was a documentary that I watched when I was a kid.
Yeah, but that's a documentary. Why don't you do it? Like, you don't need to fucking film everything.
I don't
it doesn't need to be
do
content.
it. No,
you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it.
No, I don't. I got shit to do. I got emails to send.
Come on, dude. You have emails to send. You don't want to be a discoverer.
No,
Life
man.
is too short to fucking send emails.
I'm trying to fucking do comedy.
Okay, well, live a little. Have some stories.
I don't need to build the pyramids.
I know. Nobody does.
But that's nice. No, I mean, someone should. You know, not me.
Okay. I'll give it. Fucking sober you's not fun. I'm drunk. You would have fucking been on this right away.
Man, do you know what? I think at times I can be too like literal. Like my mate in Melbourne, we were it was like my best mate. We were walking around. We're about to go get ice cream one night.
Name names.
Phil Portelos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
And we got out of his car and we're walking to the ice cream, and he saw like a Jag parked on the street. And
a Jaguar car.
Yeah. And he was just like, "Oi, man, we should fucking like hire a Jag and you should fucking drive it around. You know, like we should do that one day. Let's just hire a Jag. Like, how sick would that be?" And I was like, "Oh man, that's that. I gotta, I'm leaving in like 3 weeks. I gotta fuck that." And he was like, Can you just fucking say yes and then we won't do it? You fucking killjoy motherfucker. Like, he was like, "I know we're not going to do it, but it's cool. Just say yeah and then we won't do it."
Oh.
I thought that was really funny.
I thought this story was going to end in you actually renting a Jag and
No,
like filling
man.
that life. No,
I had emails then too.
Dude, separate yourself. Do some fun shit.
I do fun shit.
I had to convince my mom to do that. She took me to Vegas for my 21st birthday.
Yeah, and then she didn't get to headline the Frog and Bucket. She didn't send her emails.
My mom didn't get to headline the Frog and Bucket, but she was going to rent a minivan for us. And I'm like, no, let's not rent a minivan. We're in Vegas.
Yeah,
we're not going to drive around in a minivan. So I paid the $30 a day difference to drive around in a convertible.
Oh, sick. And it was just the two of you.
Yeah.
And she was going to rent a minivan.
She was going to rent a minivan to drive down the strip.
That
like,
rules,
what are you talking
man.
about?
That rules. Do you know what? This morning I had one.
I made her listen to Mace Feel So Good while we're driving down with the top down in the winter.
Oh, yeah, man.
Sorry.
In the winter.
In the winter.
Yeah, that's cool. In the desert too. Yeah. Still desert air. Yeah, that's sick. I was on a call to my agent this morning, and we were talking about the tour next year after Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And I just found out that our mutual friend, and I mean one of my best mates, Blake Freeman.
Yeah.
His wedding is next year, just the weekend after Edinburgh. Oh, I thought it was the weekend after Edinburgh. Turns out it's the last weekend of Edinburgh, because next year Edinburgh's later. And I had and my mum's coming over next year, and it's that whole thing. And my agent like broke it to me last week. I was like, "Oh, I can't do the weekend after Edinburgh because my mate's wedding's then." And she was like, "Do you know that's actually the last weekend of Edinburgh?" And I was like, "Fuck." And so I was on the phone to her this morning. And, I was like, "Man, if we try and get these dates in Edinburgh, will they be pissed if I don't do the last weekend?" Because it's a Saturday. I feel like I'm breaching his privacy by basically saying when his wedding's going to be, but whatever.
Nobody's going to listen to this.
But So she basically said, because I was kind of like, oh, maybe I'll just do it, like it's whatever. I'll just do the shows because Edinburgh's important, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, nah, man, you got to do the stuff like the wedding. Do the wedding. Yeah. Don't do the fucking weekend in Edinburgh, Of
course you have to do
the wedding, and I'm so dumb. And she's a great agent because she said that, because I was ready to be like, I was half and half. I was like, would it be that bad if I missed the wedding? And then
Yes.
And she was like, don't fucking do that, man. Nah. She was just
Is he doing it in New York or Australia?
No, he's doing it here because his missus is from here. But this is the thing.
Is he moving here?
No. They might do later at some point.
Oh,
they will.
That'd be so exciting.
Yeah, I reckon they will at some point. Because so this is why I want to go to the wedding especially. Obviously he's one of my best friends.
Yeah.
But also, I introduced them because his wife I met her in London when I lived here. She lived 2 doors down from this this pub that had an open mic.
Yeah.
And they were graduates and they'd moved to London, her and her best mate, and they would come and buy a bottle of wine each and sit in the front row and drink.
Right.
And I met them, and then she came to Australia and we were in touch, and then me and Blake went to Sydney and they met, and now they're fucking, they're already married actually, but that's like going to be the official ceremony thing.
Oh, okay.
But do you know what I mean? So it's like, I have to go to this wedding because I fucking
put it together.
I'm the reason it happened.
Yeah, man, you're the Wizard of Oz of it.
And I'm really proud of that,
Yeah,
and I know the more ownership I take over it, the more Blake will hate it, which is also funny.
Are you doing a speech?
No, I don't need to do a speech.
Oh, just
I'm
interrupt.
fine.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm the reason y'all are here. On one of those one days you break your sobriety. Like, that's only special occasions.
And you know what? Maybe I will break my sobriety for that one. Anyway, whatever. Point is, I'm going to the fucking wedding. And I'm pumped. And that's a good agent who was like, go to the wedding. You have to go to that.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah. You don't want somebody to push you like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so glad. Yeah, it's glad that you have somebody in your corner backing you like that, and it's glad that you've made that decision.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because you don't need to go to Edinburgh for the whole time. What are you going to get out of that one Saturday?
Exactly. Other than probably if I'm selling really well, heaps of money. But that doesn't matter. That's the one. It's like, and it's just money. Whatever.
Dude, there might not even be in Edinburgh next year.
Exactly. The nukes are coming.
The nukes are coming.
They're going to drop it on that fucking castle, man. Ooh. And all bassoons and all manner of flags are going to come flying out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking because they have the tattoo there.
Yeah. That's why the bassoons.
The bassoons. Yeah.
Oh, God. I remember one year my show coincided with the fireworks.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah. And
every night.
Every night. So I had my window open because it was so hot in the room. So and you can kind of time it in your set.
Oh, really?
Oh, if you nail it,
man,
right
what
at
time
the
is
moment.
it? What time is the thing? Because I might have had that one year, but no, the first year I did a solo was 2017, and I was at 10:30. That's probably too late.
I think it was like 9:45, 10.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But I feel like I kind of remember that on some level. You just dug up a memory of mine, and I was in Cab Vault upstairs in that 30-seater, and there's a window there.
I think we're talking about the same exact room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
The little closet room?
Yeah, upstairs. Yeah.
Oh, man. I remember that room. Yeah, free fringe. I definitely put my testicles on a man's face.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It was the most money I made at all fringe, too. There was a guy who was heckling me right at, the biggest fucking pop of the last bit of my show.
Yeah.
And he, ruined the punchline. And I was like, oh, man. And I was so frustrated, I threatened to put my balls on the guy's face. Because I'm like, you ruined my whole show and put my balls in your face. And then his buddy goes, I'll give you 20 quid if you put your balls on his face.
And you did it.
And I'm like,
you're like, can I do it?
I gave it a second. I was like, do I do this? Then everybody was like, yeah. And I'm like, all right.
And was the guy like, all right, here's my face,
Kind of.
Yeah.
He was reluctant, but he's like, do it. And I kind of
your balls touched his face?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I did a whole bit about it after, but I didn't know how to administer it. If I just tapped him, where do I put it on his head?
It's like when you get to the end of a swimming pool, you got to turn around and go back. You just have to touch the wall. You're doing that. You're like one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the balls.
It was more like do I kiss it like a French person? Like a
on either cheek? Yeah. And then, or on his forehead, if you're anointing him or something.
Oh my God,
yeah. That's funny. Man, so the other day, it's 2017, that year, that was my first year doing the full month, doing a solo. And the other day I remembered I was in I was in East Dulwich with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And there's a restaurant called Gourmet Burger Kitchen, GBK. It's not a restaurant. It's like a chain. There's like a million of them in London, right?
Okay.
And I remembered that year in 2017, my mate in London had a friend who worked at GBK and gave her like a massive stack of cards for free meals at GBK, and they didn't have any dates written on them. So we had like 50, and she gave me half the stack.
Oh,
and so
great.
that summer, I was like, I'm going to write a blog. I'm going to review these, and I'm going to go to every location in London and review it. And then in Edinburgh, there was only one. So I'm going to go to the same one every day and review it and make that a blog, right? And so I did that. And so me and my girlfriend are there, and I was like, holy fuck. And I pulled the blog up, and it's still there. And it's just, I read all of these blogs that I haven't read since then. And 2017, the worst show, like top 5 worst shows I've ever done in my career, was that year, that room. On a Tuesday, Cab Vol would have a club night. And so there were all club rat kids downstairs, and I had no one in my show. So I pulled up, I think I had like 5 people in the room, and I pulled up like 6 kids from the fucking who were waiting to go into the club. And it was just a nightmare. And I've always told this story that I remember during the show, some 18-year-old kid was sitting next to this cute girl, and through the course of my 1-hour show, he chatted her up, and they left before the end of the show. Like, they left together. Like, that was how bad the show was in that room. He was able to just chat this girl up and fucking leave with her. And I remember I got 14 pounds. And I went down fetal position after the show. It was brutal. And anyway, I found the blog, because I reviewed from that night, and because I reviewed it every day, but it ended up just being like, hey, I'm in the same restaurant again. And the joke was like, I review the restaurant worse when I've had a bad day. I review it better when I've had a good day. Yeah. And I found the one from that day, and I read it. I was like, holy fuck, man. Like, the perspective of, you know, like these memories that you have from all those years ago, to then see me writing about it the day it happened, and it was so raw, and I was still trying to be like, I shouldn't have done this. I should have done this. Crazy.
Well, you did one thing that like everybody kind of dreamed about. You made a documentary about the actual Edinburgh Fringe. Yeah. Not like the tippity top of a famous person doing Edinburgh Fringe. You gave the perspective of like everybody who's grinding out through the free fringe and stuff like that. What was the reception of it like after you released it and everything?
That's so nice to say you did that thing that everybody dreams of. That's really nice. Thank you.
Man. You put so much effort in, and you did such a good job of it.
Yeah, I was really proud of it. Well, the one flaw that documentary has actually is that, and this taught me something about storytelling, is so the documentary was, I interviewed, I think there was like 20 or 35, maybe it was like 35 comics or something. And then we just cut it all together for an hour of people just talking about the Fringe and what it is, cut with me, you know, doing the Fringe and what the month was like and whatever. But that year, I met this girl, and we, you know, hooked up, and we ended up sleeping together for the whole month. And then when I got back to Australia and started working on the process of getting the footage together and editing the doc, I had kind of been seeing a girl when I left, and when I came back, we made it official. So I'd not done anything wrong by like sleeping with this girl all month. But then once I was with this girl, I didn't want to make a focus of the documentary like, oh, I had this fling last month, you know? So I just completely left it out. And looking back, the one thing that's missing from that documentary is like such a big part of the Fringe, especially when you start doing it, is it's a very romantic time, the Fringe fling. And you meet people and you have these things, and it's whatever. Everyone who goes to the Fringe has that.
Not everybody.
I reckon so. It's such a big thing. I think you've fucking done it.
Yeah. I've definitely fucked in Blackfriars Graveyard for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, there's some people who have never been to the Fringe single, you know, but like, I feel like everyone knows that energy, and that is, it is a glaring
omission. Especially you're a young comic, and
And I made that, the reason I made it is because it was the year after the pandemic, so it was like, I'd missed it so much, and we're coming back. Yeah. But what it was also kind of like towards the end of that period for me, which is like when you're just doing comedy in your 20s, when you're like, I don't really know what I want to do with this, but I fucking love it, and I just want to do it all the time and be around it and other people doing it and whatever. That was kind of the end, towards the end of that era for me. And so, that's what that document meant. People have said really nice stuff about the doc. I know a few people who are like, I went to Edinburgh because I watched that doc of yours, and that's sick.
Great,
you know? Yeah.
Well, it's so fun to like, have known you for so many years and just seen you evolve as a human being, and just see you grow and like, well, just seeing everybody in like our generation. It's so fun to watch people. But like, yeah, doing the documentary, now moving into this like classical music, piano, comedy that you're doing that is just a realm nobody does. It's a fucking beautiful niche.
Thanks, dog.
And you're doing it from such like a fucking NBA.
Yeah.
Like, it's so sick, man.
Yeah, man. I'm a great comedian and I'm doing good work.
You heard it here first.
Down the fucking barrel.
Yeah, but of humble beginnings for sure.
No, totally. Well, or maybe, and also, funnily, the opposite of that, like from very arrogant beginnings, cometh the humility.
Well, yeah, because you're an Adelaide comic, right?
Yeah, no, I'm a Melbourne comic. I'm an Adelaide boy, but I'm a Melbourne comedian.
Oh, okay.
Like I would
thought
never
you
say
started in
I
Adelaide.
did start in Adelaide, but I would never say I came out of the Adelaide scene. I did my first gigs in Adelaide, August 15, 2011.
Okay.
And I did like maybe 3. And then I did a journalism internship in Bolivia from October of that year through Feb, through uni, because I thought I was going to be a journalist. And then I got back to Adelaide in Feb, and I was 21. And I did like maybe another 10 gigs. And then I moved to Melbourne in July of 2012.
Okay.
So I would say, and like the people who were around when I was like doing that in Adelaide was McCann, Amos, Laurie Bell, Marcel Blanche DeWilt, Kel Balnaves, Demi, yep. And also Ivan had just moved to Adelaide, Ivan Aristigueta.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I was there the night that he met Simon Palomares, and they've like now, really good friends. I was there on the Thursday at Rhino Room, the night that they met. I saw them meet and start speaking Spanish together. It was really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adelaide has such a good comedy scene.
Well, it's got a bad comedy scene. It's got a great comedy pedigree.
Sure.
Great comics come from Adelaide, but they don't come out of Adelaide.
Fair.
Maybe, I guess you could say Amos came out of Adelaide because he got the radio show and so he was forced to stay.
And McCann.
And McCann obviously came out of Adelaide.
Yeah.
And Kel's always been in Adelaide. Laurie's always been in Adelaide. Oh, Mickey D.
Mickey is so good.
One of the best comics in the country.
Oh, dude.
For sure.
In the world.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
I love watching that,
man. You know my favorite Mickey D joke? He's talking about his family. He goes, my wife, Sarah. It's so simple, man. It's so perfect. Yeah.
He's got just so many. I just love him doing like the magpies.
Oh, the bird calls
the birds
are
the best. Just watching him do all that.
Yeah.
He's magic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying about how like you're from Adelaide, but you're not an Adelaide comic.
Yeah, no, like as I say, like my first friends in comedy were Blake Freeman, Luca Muller, Peter Jones.
Yeah.
In Melbourne, starting at like Station 59, when there are all these fucking psychos around.
Well, which is amazing though, because Peter Jones, I know from Toronto.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did he go to Toronto or did he live? Was that before he started comedy?
No, he was doing comedy out there.
What year?
Oh, if I could tell you the fucking year. But we had like 2 like Southern Hemisphere guys. We had Peter Jones and we had Guy Montgomery.
Guy Montgomery.
So both of them were like in our scene and like in our open mics as we were like
actually
during my era.
I know he did go to Toronto. I wonder if that was before. It would have been before 2012 when he started in Melbourne. So wow. Yeah, because I know I've actually, obviously moving to London, I've had a lot of chats with Pete lately, and like,
he's killing it in London now, isn't he?
Yeah, everyone fucking loves him. He's such a great comic. But he talks about how like he like doesn't like, he's got this real shyness about him.
Yeah.
And I've just realized this about Pete, that he really keeps people at arm's length. And if you actually watch his comedy, he's not telling you anything about himself. It's all behind this smoke screen of like very funny jokes, good observations, all this stuff, but you don't learn anything about this guy.
Yeah.
And a part of that was like, going to other places where he wasn't living to do comedy so that he didn't have that accountability to people in his life, which I think is so interesting.
So he could just be funny.
Yeah. Also that he didn't need to, you know, I mean, I probably shouldn't be saying this stuff because this is our conversation. But again, hey, no one's going to watch this. But
watch
like,
this episode blow up.
Aidan Jones dishing the goss. Come back after the break to find out which of my friends is. I don't know.
Oh, come on! You can't leave us hanging on that. God damn it.
But yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say.
It's all good. I want to ask you some like actual questions for the podcast. Like because out of anybody, like Kyle was a perfect person to ask on this. Then you were phenomenal. Where's the weirdest place you've done comedy?
Oh, funny. Where's the weirdest place I've done comedy? I mean, it's hard to fucking pull one straight out. So,
like, examples are like, you know, doing one in somebody's apartment, doing it in a kitchen, doing it on a bus, doing it.
No, I got one. So that place that I started at, Station 59 in Melbourne.
Yeah.
The guy who ran it was this fucking psycho. I think he might have chilled out a bit now, but he was a lunatic. He's like a kind of cult leadery kind of vibes guy. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He started a Free Fringe in Adelaide.
Yeah. And he has this very adversarial relationship with like really everyone in comedy. And so he creates this cell of like disaffected young men, which is like the kind of people who start comedy. And anyway, but when I was in that, now looking back, it's like, you know, I can see how that can be really damaging. But at the time, I bought into it, like, because I was 21, moved to a new city, and I was like, this is my fucking dad, and this is going to be our life, and it's us against the world. And the last night of Melbourne Comedy Festival 2013, the crew of, and there's some spun units in this crew, man. There's like some, you know, borderline homeless people, like Still Now, and like real circle the drain types. But it was at the time, it's like, you know, we're a whole crew, right?
Am I wrong? One of these kids was the guy who did the etch the penis into the field.
Into the field?
This is probably
there's one of them might be the one. Oh no, actually, I don't even think. Whatever. But there's some people who you're like, ugh.
Yeah, real bad. Because it's crazy. It's always like the really positive woke scenes that have this seedy underbelly.
Yeah.
It's when you start policing comedy so much, you push all of these people into a place where they just have to create their own scene because they want stage time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that thing just started because this one guy, and I mean, I feel like every scene, you know, comedy is full of outcasts.
Yeah.
And then when you invite outcasts and you have no barriers to entry into the thing, which is why comedy's so great. Also, there are some really crazy people who come through, and then if one of them is a bit charismatic, then you've got these outcasts of the outcasts in there. And that was this guy was like a kind of charismatic, like I said, cult leadery type of dude, but he was just unable to accept his own failure in the industry, and so he like said that it was everyone else's fault that he never got anywhere, and then he collected people to validate that. But so we went last night of the Comedy Festival 2013. We went to the casino because like none of us had actual festival passes, so we couldn't get into the festival club.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck that, man. We don't fucking need those guys anyway. So we went to the casino and we all took acid. There was like 10 of us. God. And then someone was like, we should do a gig in the casino. And I was like, I'll do a fucking gig in the casino. And I was like, if you can get me 10 people who want to watch us do a gig at the casino, I'll do it. And so all the crew went around just harassing people on the pokies and stuff.
Oh, man.
And then came to this fucking couch area, and we did it. And I was like, I went first, and I was like, yep. And I told a couple of jokes, and it worked. And then, like, I was so new, man. I probably had, like, 2 jokes. And then I started in on some other long bit that I had, and they just lost focus, you know, because I just wasn't a good comic. But that'd be one of the weirdest places I've done comedy, man.
You corralled a show together while on acid in a casino.
At like 3 a.m. or whatever.
Oh, I could not imagine a worse thing.
On like a Sunday night.
While everybody's having the best night of their festival. It's the last night of a Melbourne Wait, was the Melbourne Fringe Comedy Festival?
Comedy Festival.
Oh, dude, that's the best night where everybody does drugs and parties at Max Watts.
Yeah, it goes at Max Watts. But we didn't have passes to Max Watts.
Dude, you had the worst night.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. And it was like, I remember, I won't say anyone of who it was, but like I mean, no one would know who they are anyway, but I remember all the people there, and I'm just like, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? I know what you're doing now, and it's not good. But at the time, I was like, this is the greatest night of my life. And I was on acid as well, so it'll really make you have this grandiose kind of feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
But also, you know, those are the stories that make you who you are.
Oh, and like that's also just the feeling of starting comedy when you're just like, dude, this is so exciting.
Well, that's what I love about like that lust for it, that addiction for it of like, I'll do comedy anywhere.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Dude, you do remember this? The first year, no, it wasn't the first year that we met, but like 2014, I reckon it was the year that I moved to London.
Okay.
We were in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And you had that fucking thing on the steps near,
oh yeah.
Yeah, near the Mash House.
Yeah.
And the bar were like, if you can get people to a like show outside as they walk past the venue on the steps, you can put a show on. And I couldn't get any spots. It was the first year that I got there, and I knew you from Melbourne. And yeah, you were just like, yeah, man, we do these shows every day. And I didn't really understand. I didn't really understand that what you meant was like, if we can get the people to stay here, then we can do the show to them.
Yeah.
Because it was outside and they were literally, it was a thoroughfare. But it was like, if you could get them to sit down at the plastic tables, then we could do the show. So you'd be standing there, I'd be like trying to flyer, and you'd be on stage like trying to get them to sit. And then once there was a few of them, you'd bring me up, and I'd just do like, as long as I could do like 10 minutes at the time or 15 minutes or whatever. Yeah.
But those are the fun things about the Fringe and started comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great days to look back on.
I got another one. That festival, Bob Slayer's bus.
Yeah.
And it might have been the first or second year that he drove it up there, and the upstairs, he would have late shows from like starting at like 1.
Yeah.
And he would just be sitting on a chair, just holding court to whoever was there, telling stories. And then like I would come in and watch, and he would bring me up. He'd just be there for like half an hour just telling stories. And then he'd be like, all right, everyone, Taco's going to come on in. Taco, on the stage, Taco, here he is. And I'd go up there and just not have the ability to hold them. But he'd be downstairs serving drinks, and then he'd pop his head up after like 10 minutes and just go to the crowd, be like, how's he doing, everyone? Is he doing all right? Is he struggling a little bit? All right. And he'd kind of get them back and be like, all right, mate, I'm going back down again. Like reset them for me.
So fun. Well, that might be the year that, so it was me, Jen Cannavale, Sam Kazajukian, Kai Legacy, and Daniel Muggleton.
Yeah.
We all stayed in a place that was in the student house right next to the bus. Wow. And my bedroom window could watch all the shows in the bus.
I remember that. I remember waving to you up in your window. I remember that. Wow. And I didn't know any of those guys then. Man. I didn't even know Kyle then. I reckon I met Kyle in 2017.
There's a photo of us all, because Muggleton was staying in the kitchen.
Wow.
So all of us like in his bed, which is 2 couches pushed together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. Just before we wrap up anything, what's the biggest show you've done now so far?
I haven't done that many big shows, to be honest.
And that's fine. Like, I only ask people in comics that because I feel like as you go through your comedy career, you always remember like the biggest crowd you've performed to.
Yeah.
It's like this weird, like.
Yeah, no, it's like the high watermark. I can't. I feel like there might be one that's bigger. I'm just trying to fucking scrape my brain for it. But definitely the Haydn Orpheum in Sydney, I think is like 500.
Great.
Yeah. The biggest, that doesn't really stand out that much to me though. I thought it would mean something, but I was just doing like 7 minutes or whatever. Yeah. But I did my hour at Latitude in the Listening Post tent, and there was like 300 people there and in an hour.
Sick.
That was like a real fucking awesome. And they sit down on the grass and watch. And it started out with like 100 or so, but by the end it was like a 300, and they fucking stood up and gave me an ovation at the end of the show.
Oh damn, dude!
Hour, it was so good.
Are you getting a lot of standing ovations for the show?
Yeah, because it's that kind of. It's because it's
how
like,
good of a feeling is that?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, no, I've had a few. I wouldn't say I'm having heaps, but like, you know, maybe 10%.
10%?
Like yeah.
Fuck, bro.
Of like since, I had a few in Adelaide. The first time my girlfriend saw me do comedy, actually, I got a standing ovation. It was at my hour, and I got a standing ovation, which was sick.
Dude.
And then, like a few in Melbourne. that one in Latitude, a few in Edinburgh, that kind of shit.
Well, even last night, like the girls were like, "Oh my god, who's that guy?"
Yeah,
like
bro.
you must be getting it tossed at you. Even if you're doing shows for old ladies, just fucking 73-year-old women just willing to fucking take their teeth out for you.
I'll tell you, this is Daniel Kitson came to the show in Edinburgh.
What?
And I got a standing ovation that day, and it was sold out. 114.
Oh, stop it!
114 seats at 10:20 in the morning.
Stop it.
Daniel Kitson was there, and I got a standing ovation.
Oh,
that was a good day.
Do you jerk off to those moments, or is it like, does it that?
No, that's actually wanted to come to talk to you about today. Is the reason I've got where I am. I haven't masturbated in 6.5 years, and some guy's just an evangelist about don't touch your dick.
Yeah. I want to try that. I want to see how long I can go without coming.
Oh, that'd be wild. I'm listening to that Louis and Theo Von pod that you recommended, by the way. I'm like halfway through it.
Oh, so it's about
yeah.
You're like 20 minutes away from it getting to be like.
Yeah.
All right. Shit. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it. Unless you have any funny heckle stories, but.
Funny heckle stories.
But I think it's way better to end on you getting 10% standing ovations on all your shows.
No, that's not what you want to end on.
Yes, that's what I want to end on, dude. That's so good. I'm so happy for you.
That's nice.
That fills me with so much joy.
I know. I can tell you about the worst gig I've ever done. The worst bomb I ever had. I think it's Jongleurs, May 2015. Jongleurs in London.
Jesus, yeah.
And the reason I wasn't ready for this gig, but the reason I got it is because I used to do this music open mic. I would go there and do comedy. And I did it on like the 2nd of January. And this lady was there who I now understand just should not have been booking Jongleurs.
Yeah.
And she was there and she was like, we got chatting and she was like, I booked Jongleurs. I was like, cool. And she was like, I can't stay for your set, but let me check if you're funny. Give me your notebook. And she looked through my notebook and she was like, yeah, you're funny. Which is like insane. Like that's not even a thing.
Oh my God.
And I'm just, what an idiot. I mean, she was really lovely actually. But anyway, so she booked me for May for a tryout 10 at Jongleurs at the London one. And Jongleurs, if you're not a comic who don't know, for years in this country was like the best paid, but just the worst gigs that you could ever do. It's like people are part of... They like, a stag party buys an entertainment package at a price per person and they like have a dinner and they go to a bar and they see some comedy and then they go bowling or whatever. Yeah. And you're just part of their night. So they don't give a fuck about it anyway. And so I get there and I'm wearing this shirt that was an old shirt for me at the time. And I think I'd been out like the night before and I smelled and I could feel that I smelled. I had an old shirt. I just didn't feel good.
Yeah.
And then I was 24, 23. I've been doing comedy for 4 years. And I was the youngest person in the green room by 25 years. All of the rest of these guys are just pros, just circuit pros.
Yeah.
And I'm this fucking green ass kid. And I got talking to Wayne Deacon, who's an Australian comic. And he was closing the show. And he was like, we had a mutual friend, Corey White, the old Corey White, Queensland Corey White, RIP. And
is he dead?
No, but he's just fucking
Jesus.
He fell off though, he's fucking MIA.
Years. He got nominated or won best show or something.
Yeah. And then he just disappeared.
Cane Toad Effect.
Great show.
Yeah.
So we talked about him and he was like, all right, have a good set, man. So I go up, I fucking tank for 10 minutes. It's crickets. People are going to the bar. I can hear people whispering like this guy. I didn't get heckled. I got just nothing. And I did my 10. And then I'm backstage, and in my head, I was like, I'm going to get past and I want to start getting all these paid gigs. And then I didn't. And I just I'm punching the couch. I was screaming, fuck, you fucking idiot, fuck. And Wayne saw me and was like, whoa, buddy. You okay there, mate? I was such a spazzy little guy.
Yeah.
And he went on and did great and whatever. And then I left and I went to dinner with my mate who booked me. And she was like, don't worry, we'll get you back. Very nice.
Oh.
And, I get a message an hour later from Corey White back in Australia. I hadn't spoken to him in a year. And he's just messaged me and goes, hey, Wayne just told me you had a pretty rough gig. Just checking to see if you're okay. From the other side of the world.
Oh,
Good
man.
news travels fast, So, Wayne must have messaged him and been like, hey, man, your little mate had a pretty rough one. And I saw him screaming and crying into a couch in the green room. You want to give him a message?
Oh.
But then Wayne actually messaged me like a couple of days after the gig as well to check in on me. And he was like, hey, man, because I was like, oh, yeah, I did another gig the next night. Yeah. And he was like, well, a lot of people would have quit after that, but you didn't. And that's what makes a comedian. So good on you. I thought that was really nice. Which is cool because
really
everything else Wayne Deacon has ever done in the years since then is the opposite of that.
I was about to say, that's probably the nicest Wayne Deacon story I've ever heard in my life, dude. It's good that like there is some glimmer of joy in that man.
Yeah. I think he saw an angry young man and he thought, there's a bit of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could help try and curb that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, dude, thank you so much for doing this podcast. I'm excited for you to play
man.
the whole weekend and do your show on the weekend. I'm so excited to see the full hour.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, do you want to plug anything?
Oh, yeah.
I always forget.
My Instagram is Aidan Jones Comedy, AIDAN Alpha Indigo Delta Alpha Nancy Jones Comedy. People always spell it with an E. And I got a special on YouTube called Taco about meeting my Colombian biological father when I was 28.
And then, you could follow me at Evan Comedy, but you probably, if you're watching this, you probably already follow me. So, sick.